Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, Isaac and Connor and I are on a consulting job up in North Missouri, and just a beautiful little farm here. A young couple bought it, and anyway, we're laying out some grazing plans and how to fix some really just not much management. So this pond, which is a beautiful pond when it was built, and for those of you all that say cows belong in ponds, you're always arguing with me, oh, they deserve a pond, you ought to let them go in there. Look what they've done. I mean, it took them a couple years, but look at this. Folks, I'll show you, it's this way all the way around the whole pond. This is done by cattle wading off in the pond. It's not even that hot out here today. It's like 70, 72. The dang things are over there like a bunch of hippopotamuses. It doesn't help that they're black. Black cattle get hotter than red cattle or white cattle. But it's not hot. It's a habit thing. But look at this. We're about 4 foot from taking the dam out on this pond. I'd say another year it's going to be out. But it just ruined a beautiful, I don't know, this pond's got to be 1.5 acres. I mean, it was a beautiful pond in the state. Watch what these cows do. We're going to watch one of them crawl in there. Look at that. Boom. Golly. Like a bunch of dang hippopotamuses. Look at that. Oh. There's no fish in here. They've killed all the fish. Pooping and peeing in it. To be honest, if there was a fish that was still alive in here, I wouldn't eat it. It's living on cow poop and pee. Look at the color of the water. You can't even see the bottom of the pond. It's just murky mud. And these cows are a little bit spooky. These are some cows. This guy's got a lease on this farm till November. The new owners that we're working for, they can't wait to get them out of here. I mean, those cows are spooky. Look at that. I'm 100 yards from them almost, and they're moving around. There's another one, kaboosh. There's another one, kaboosh. Watch that. I mean, watch the water explode when they go in. Watch this. Looks like you're launching a submarine. Here she goes. Watch this. Kaboom. Gosh. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them in the pond. There's one hanging out still on land. She doesn't have room. I'm going to see how close I can get without spooking them. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cows on this farm. He hauled off a load before we got here this morning. I think he had about 12 to 14 cows on here. Continuously grazed and have just absolutely decimated this farm. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a minute, but right now I'm just showing you the water. I mean, the only thing alive in here is frogs. That's it. There's no fish. There's no aquatic plants left. They're gone. Here comes another. Watch this. Kaboom. Oh. And this is their only water source. They're having to drink this stuff that they're pooping and peeing in. Look at this. That one cow's getting a little bit nervous. I think I can get pretty close to some of them. That white-faced cow, she's pretty tame. But it's a matter of habit, folks. That's what this is. It's habit. And cows get used to going in the pond. It feels good on their belly on a hot day, and that's what they're going to do to their water. And they're drinking that crap. Ugh. There's that wild one. She's leaving. She's like, nope, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. it's going to cost them, I calculated out, we're going to have to cut the spillway out here where that cow's standing right over there. That's the spillway, because we can't cut the dam out. If we cut the dam over here on this steep side, it's all going to run down there by their house, and they don't have any place to push the mud. You talk about some mud. There's going to be, oh, I'd hate to guess. There's going to be probably 100 dump truck load of mud come out of this pond. And then they're going to have to taper all these edges off. We're going to have to seed all this, get that steep enough where it doesn't fall off into the pond all the way around. And then over there, they've got that all boogered up. That's all going to have to be reseeded and smoothed out. For those of you all that argue with me that cows belong in a pond, I want you to look at what this cow's going to do when I force her out. Watch this. This is just destruction. Look at that. That's a dang island. That used to be the bank out there. They've wallered this bank out so bad that now there's an island of mud out there. That's still got some. Watch this. That's a big old cow. She's about 1,400. Watch her. Come on, lady. There she goes. Watch this. Gosh dang. Ugh. Yep, hippopotamuses destroying your water on your farm. Anyway, we calculated it out. It's going to roughly cost them around $16,000 to $20,000 to fix this. I had one dug out. It wasn't near this bad a shape. Not near this bad a shape, and it wasn't this big. It cost me $6,000 to dig it out. This one's going to cost some money. Because here's the deal, folks. Right here's the spillway, believe it or not, if you want to call it that. I call it a absolute destruction of a spillway. But to get that water out over there and to get down low enough to push the mud out, he's going to need a D7 cat. A track hoe, you can't get out in that pond with a track hoe. It's going to take a caterpillar. But it's going to have to be somebody who knows what they're doing, or they'll bury it. They're going to bury it out there. So you got to come over here and cut a big V, more than a V. It's got to be the width of a bulldozer, 12 feet. From here, all the way through this spillway, down this valley low enough that when they start pushing the mud, the water and the mud will come out. Although it's got to be lower than that dam, the base of that dam, or it's not going to come out. It's going to be a very pricey thing, but you know, and I understand where, you know, Audrey and Dana, they're the owners, are coming from. It's right here by the house, and I said, you know, you could leave it like it is, fence it off, and just don't let the cattle in it. They've got piped water on this farm. They got rural water, and they've also got a well drilled. So they could use that. And she says, Greg, we didn't buy this to leave it looking like this. So they're going to fix it. They're going to fix this pond. And she would love to have a pond that her kids could fish in. Why didn't they fish in it? They can't live in here. Watch this. That big old white face. Watch her. These cattle are just spooky. Gosh dang. There's no need for that cow to be scared of me. That's what happens when you don't mess with your cows, folks. They get stupid. They're crazy. They're not crazy, they're just wild. Look at that. Ugh. Just makes my heart sink. If you care about your land, you care about your natural resources, you don't do this. Look at this. So this is a cattle trail. There's the pond. Look at this. All the way up through there, they've burrowed that dude out. So when it rains, it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Now they like rubbing on the sides of it. It's just getting deeper. So there's an area there. We're going to have to fix that. Otherwise, there's no need digging it out. It's just all going to fill back in with mud. That cow there, she's not afraid of me. She's got a little bit more. Gosh, she's a monster. She must go 1,600 pounds. Gosh. Ugh. Anyway, you see what it looks like now. I hope to come back here to get the dozer in and clean all this out and show you an after picture. There it is before. And so you'll burn that one into your mind. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take quite a bit of money to fix a really bad mistake of mismanagement. And for those of you all that are just buying a farm and you've got a pond, and you know your own neighbor down the road, oh, let them cows have that pond. They ain't gonna hurt it. They need to get in that pond to stay cool. No, they don't. They absolutely do not. It's 70 degrees out here and the dang cows are in the pond. I've seen cows in a pond when it was 40 degrees out. 40 degrees. There's pond, and the pond's full of black cattle. Well, what the heck's going on there? If anything, they're going to get pneumonia because they're all wet and they come out wet and the wind's blowing. It's 40 degrees. That's not good. Show you one more mismanagement and then I'll get off my horse. But this farm has a lot of mismanagement going on. Check this out. So this is a beautiful barn. If you had to build that barn today, it'd cost you probably $30,000 to $40,000, maybe more. Look what these cows have done. Folks, if you got a barn, don't let them do that. Look at that. Them dang cows ruined the siding all the way up through this barn, all the way around it. 360 degrees, all four sides is ruined. And look at this. Pooping and peeing right up next to your barn. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I mean, look at this. It hasn't rained for, what is it, 45 days. You know what that is? That's piss. That's pee from the cow. That's not water that fell here. That's all pee. But the worst part I haven't showed you. The pasture. They've got buckbrush. There's multiple rose bushes. There's bull nettles. All the unpalatable plants are growing unchecked. And they've grazed everything else off to the dirt. Not dirt, but very, very low. So there's overgrazing and undergrazing on this whole farm. And it was done with 12 head of cows. 12 head. Ruined the forage and the grazing on this farm because they never got a rest. So they came in here in the spring. Here it is fall. They've never been moved, and they just continue. Look at that cow right there. She's grazing grass that's about 1.5 inches tall. She's taking her down to about 1/2 inch, and there's grass right in front of her that's 1 foot tall. She's not going to touch it, and that's because it's over mature. So you get overgrazing where she's at. And right beside it, folks, look at this. You've got over-rested grass. Grass that is not being grazed at all. And that's because it got too mature. They're not being moved fast enough. You don't get any trampling because they're all spread out over the whole farm. There's no litter bank being built here at all. None. Bare soil everywhere. So we've already designed this farm. We've got a battle plan. They're going to do it. I mean, they bought this farm and they want to do it right. And so they've got the resources to do it, and they're going to do it. They're a younger couple. Anybody younger than me is young, all right? And I don't blame them. I mean, if you're going to do something, do it right and be done with it. A lot of the fence on here is permanent. We're going to take it out. We're taking out a lot of this fence because all it is in the way. And right over here is a perfect example. This has no purpose at all. All it is a mud trap. Look at this. So you got permanent gates. This is what you get. Look at that. Fills up with water. The cows tramp the heck out of it. And you can't move it. It's here. So we're taking this fence out all the way down to that bottom. This is going to be just a single wire, 30 inches tall, just to get power down to that big bottom down there. That'll give us power, everything up here by the house. Gonna trench some water line and get water out on top of these hills where it needs to be. And when we do dig that pond out, we're going to put a pipe in it. A 3-inch PVC pipe's going in the bottom of that dam up there when we fill it back in. And it'll be hooked to water, and we're going to have a shut off on it. And if Audrey wants water for her garden, she's going to have it. It's going to be pond water. No chlorine in it. It's been an awesome day. We've had a great time up here. Connor and Isaac and I, and met 2 wonderful people. Folks, there's a lot of people that are wanting to get back on the land. And there's 2 of them right up there on that hill. And I commend them. They've got this beautiful little place here. It's got a beautiful barn and house on it. And they're going to be able to control their food. Nothing wrong with that. If COVID exposed anything, it's our vulnerability of our food system, folks. When things go to heck in a handbasket and your shelves go bare on the stores, can you feed yourself and your family? Do you have a place that you can grow a valuable protein captured by sunlight? Sunlight. All these plants out here, we're going to set this up where this pasture can rest between grazings and capture sunlight, and the animals can come along and eat this and grow a valuable protein for Audrey and Dana and their kids from now until they don't Audrey said she wants to sit out here until she's granny, you know, and Dana's the same way. He's like, this is a retirement plan right here. So I don't blame him. This is cool. But it's got some work to do, and this is a very rough image of what we got to start with. But I see a lot of promise here with the right mindset, and they get it. Audrey's been to our grazing school. She gets it. She understands. And Dana's coming along really well too. So I'm excited for them. I think they have a bright future here. It's got a beautiful farm, a beautiful area. And I'm going to sign off. And folks, we'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and have a great one.